There are some big changes happening with credit reports, and they could have a direct impact on your credit score. We're going to unpack these changes for you coming up. So stay tuned. Hey, I'm Talent, and this is His and Her Money, where we are dedicated to helping you take dominion over your money and your life. I don't know if you know this, man, but credit has a major impact on so many areas of our lives. It's way bigger than trying to get a house or trying to get a car. I mean, insurance companies, utility companies, even companies that are looking to hire people are checking credit. So it's super important that we have an eye on our credit and that we're doing all that we can to keep our credit score high. But guess what? There are some changes that are kind of out of our control that are happening with the credit reporting system. And the only way that we can make sure that we are still on top of things for our personal well being from a credit worthiness standpoint is to know what's happening. And so there are some changes that I want to talk to you about so that you can have an awareness and so that you can move strategically to make sure that you stay on point. The first one I want to tell you about is this. It's a good thing because I don't know if you are aware of this, but when everything was kind of hot and heavy with what was going on in the world in 2020 and even in 2021, one of the things that the three major credit bureaus did was they made it available for anybody to be able to get a copy of their credit reports on a weekly basis. Now, prior to this shift, you can only get it once a year. Now, there are three major credit bureaus. There are TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. And so they had it set up to where you can get one report from each of those bureaus once a year. But with this new change that they put into place, they said you can now check each one on a weekly basis because so much was going on in the world. People were losing jobs and all kind of economic things were happening. So they wanted to make it fair and they wanted to make it easy for people to stay on top of their stuff. Now, when they put this into place, it was set to expire April of 2022. But they have now extended it. That's one of the new changes all the way through December of 2022. So if you have been taking advantage of this, or maybe you weren't taking advantage of it because you didn't know about it, you still have time and you can take advantage of getting your credit reports from the three credit bureaus every single week, making sure your stuff is on point, making sure nobody's adding nothing or taking nothing off that isn't supposed to happen. It's important. We don't know how long this is going to be beyond the extension of December 2022. So take advantage of it and make sure that your credit reports are on point. The next big change is this. It has to do with buy now, pay later. Research shows that in just the last year, over 100 million people have been using the buy now, pay later models. Various stores and various businesses allow you to purchase things and pay for them in installments. Well, up until this point, those types of accounts were not being shown on credit reports. But that's about to change. If you have been buying things by using this buy now, pay later method, it's going to start showing up on your credit report and it's going to be as a temporary loan. And listen, if you have a lot of these going on and it's showing up as a bunch of different loans on your credit reports, there is a chance that it can bring down your score because now it's a part of your debt to income, even if it's on there temporarily. And now it's another thing that's showing up on your report and it's going to weigh down your overall score. So if this has been your jam, if this has been your thing, you may want to consider moving differently because now it could start to have a direct impact on your credit score now that they are going to be reporting these to all three of the credit bureaus. The next big change is this. The way medical debt is being treated on your credit reports is about to take a major and drastic change, and it starts this summer. Starting on July 1st, the type of medical debt that was turned over to collections but eventually taken care of was still staying on your report. But as of this new change, now that debt will no longer show up on your credit report. Also, as a new change on July 1st is this. You will have a full year to work out with insurance and billing companies when it comes to medical bills that you are issued and that you have to pay. They're giving you 12 months to work things out before it shows up negatively on your credit report. Prior to this new change, they only gave you 6 months to get that negotiated and worked out. Now you have a full 12 months. The next medical debt change that will take place will happen in 2023, and it's this: any medical debt under $500 will no longer be a part of your credit report, and it will no longer factor in to your credit score. The estimates say that these little tweaks that they're making to how medical debt is reported was going to wipe away about 70% of the medical debt that consumers are currently up against, and that's nothing to sneeze at. The next big change that you need to know about is when it comes to delinquencies. As it stands right now, if you had an account that moves into delinquency status, it stays on your credit report for 7 years. Well, the new changes are going to take that waiting period from 7 years down to 4 years. And that can be good news for a lot of people because as soon as that stuff is gone, it helps your credit score to go up. Now, this does not apply to bankruptcies. Bankruptcies still, even under these new changes, stay on credit reports for 7 years. The last big change is something that I mentioned at the top, where employers in certain situations have been able to use credit reports to make a determination on whether or not they will hire someone. Well, under these new guidelines, that will no longer be the case. Your credit worthiness will not be able to be a factor as to whether or not you can get hired. If all other factors are fine and in order, credit worthiness cannot be the thing that disqualifies you moving forward. Well, I hope that this insight helps you to think and move differently. Be strategic because credit is important. It's a part of our everyday lives, whether we like it or not, it's here. So be on top of your game. Make sure that you're doing what you have to do to make sure that your credit worthiness is on point and at a place that leaves you in the driver's seat and doesn't leave you struggling or scrambling to try to get things together. That's all we got for this time, guys. Remember, if you love everything that we do here, like this video, comment, and share with a friend. Sharing is caring, and we want to make sure that as many people as possible get this information so that they can be on point too. And you can check out all of our other videos here on YouTube, or you can go to our website, hisandhermoney.com. That's all we got for this time, guys. It's been great. Until next time, peace.